everyone, Maya here from My Storybook, and happy fall, and welcome back to My Storybook's interactive read aloud videos. Now I know it's been a while since I uploaded a new video. I have been very busy and having so much fun with my new first grade classroom, enjoying my first year of teaching my first graders. And it's been amazing being able to do read alouds in person with them, but of course I still wanted to share all of our reading adventures with all of you. And to celebrate the beginning of fall, I have a very new, special, exciting fall-themed pumpkin book, perfect for the upcoming Halloween and October pumpkin fall season. So for this week's featured interactive read aloud, we have the book Stumpkin. And because no read aloud about a pumpkin is complete without the actual pumpkin, I have my very own Stumpkin right here. Now before we get started, I just want to give you a quick little update about what's going on with me and my storybook. So as I mentioned, I started teaching and it's been really busy lesson planning, coming up with all sorts of fun, creative, engaging, and movement activities for the kids who have so much energy but are always excited to come to school every day and learn. So my nights and my weekends have been lesson planning, getting everything prepared. But I appreciate everyone's support and continuing to watch my videos and share them with all your own little ones and continuing to inspire all of our younger generations to fall in love with reading. So welcome to all of our new followers and subscribers. Thanks for joining us on this reading adventure. With my storybook, I do a series of interactive read aloud videos, which means that I read aloud a picture book and incorporate questions throughout the readings. So ask a question, pause, and this gives your little ones a chance to respond and interact with the read aloud. I also like to incorporate some vocabulary and main themes and ideas, and there's always a craft and activity that goes along with the story at the end. So my storybook's goal now is to upload at least one or maybe even two read alouds a month, depending on scheduling and what awesome new books there are out there that I love to and just can't wait to share with you. But for now, my friends, let's begin our new fall read aloud about this little pumpkin, Stumpkin, and together we'll learn that our differences are what make us special and that we are all unique in our own way, and that's okay, and we all have our own special place where we belong. So the title of our book is Stumpkin, written and illustrated by Lucy Ruth Cummins. So I know Lucy Ruth Cummins wrote and illustrated the book because she's the only name on our book cover here. If there's only one name, that means they wrote it and illustrated it. So also drew the pictures and wrote all the words. And so what do you notice here on this cover? Yeah, I see the top of a pumpkin, and usually pumpkins have a stem right on their top. Does our friend Stumpkin here have a stem? Kind of, but it looks kind of squashed, right? Well, if I look closely at his name, Stumpkin, kind of rhymes, sounds the same as pumpkin, but instead it's Stumpkin, and stump, I know, is the kind of the same as when you cut down a tree, all that's left is the stump, like a flat part. Does he look like he has a flat part on top of his head? Wonder if that's why they call him Stumpkin. My friends, would you pick a pumpkin that had just a stump and no stem? But let's find out what happens to Stumpkin in this book. Are you ready? Let's begin. So here's our title page. It has our title, Stumpkin, and the author and illustrator. And look down here. It's a little truck with all the pumpkins. It was a few days before Halloween. Do you know when Halloween is? The very last day of October, right? October 31st. Outside a little shop in a big city, a shopkeeper placed some pumpkins on the shelves. Do you see the shop with all the pumpkins? Yeah, it's easy to see, right? Because what color are the pumpkins? Orange. And what other colors do you see here in this picture? Mostly black and whites and grays, huh? So it makes the orange pop out. And I see them setting up pumpkins here. Look, there's also this little one right here. It's called a gourd. It's a type of squash, kind of like a pumpkin, but not really a pumpkin. A girl came and looked at the pumpkins. When she was done, she picked one up and carried it away. There she goes. The other pumpkins worried after their friend. They're a little worried about what's happening to their friend getting taken. What do you think's going to happen to the friend? She's going to carve it into a jack-o'-lantern, you think? Maybe. My friends, how many pumpkins are left now, including our gourd? Yeah, you can count. Let's count together. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there are 11 left. How many were there all together before she took one? Yeah, if we put this one back, then there were 12 to begin. Now there's only 11. But later, they spotted him. Where is he? In a window, and it looks like he is a jack-o'-lantern, right? But later they spotted him across the street and way up high. So what did the little girl do? Carved her pumpkin. And there he is. He was a jack-o'-lantern. So jack-o'-lantern is what you call a pumpkin when you carve it. Beneath his lovely stem, he now had 2 eyes. What shape? Triangle eyes. A nose and a giant toothy smile. He had a new home, a perch all to himself with its own special place to sit. High above the street, what more could anyone want? Thought the pumpkins. They were thrilled for their friends. They were so happy for their friend, and thrilled that they too might one day become jack-o'-lanterns. So do they want to become jack-o'-lanterns like their friend? Yeah, it looks like they really want to get picked too, right? And taken home. What kind of face do you carve on your jack-o'-lantern, my friends? Ooh. They were all happily lost in thought, imagining themselves as jack-o'-lanterns, when one pumpkin realized something was very wrong. My friends, do you see the pumpkin that realizes something's wrong? You can kind of tell by their face. It looks like this one looks kind of worried. Why do you think they're worried? Does it look like they have a stump? Oh, there's our friend. Poor little pumpkin, poor little stemless pumpkin. No stem, with just a stump, not a stem. So look, my friends, this is stump, stem, stump, stem. Can you show me stump and stem? Stump, stem. Poor little Stumpkin. Still, there was plenty to like about Stumpkin. There was still a lot to like about him. He was a handsome pumpkin, as orange as a traffic cone, and he was as big as a basketball, and twice as round. Stem shmem. Who knows? Some people might even prefer a stemless pumpkin. Some people might even want a stemless pumpkin. Do you think a lot of people want a stemless pumpkin? Maybe. It sounds like even though he might not have a stem, he's really awesome in some other ways, right? Like what? Super orange, super round and big. Days passed and more people came. Some pumpkins left. Did they choose Stumpkin? Oh, doesn't look like it. Some pumpkins stayed. How many pumpkins are left, my friends? Can you count them? Let's count together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pumpkins are left. Well, remember, we started with 12. Now there's only 7. Do you know how many pumpkins left, my friends? Well, if you got it, 5 pumpkins left. Was Stumpkin one of them? I noticed an animal that's on all the pages. Have you noticed, my friend? Kitty cat. It wasn't yet Halloween. There were still plenty of windows that needed jack-o'-lanterns. So they sound pretty hopeful that even though they're left in the store, they can still get picked. Look at all those pumpkins. How many do you see? 4 pumpkins, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Who would be lucky enough to take home Stumpkin? As orange as an orange, as big as a basketball, round. He was very nearly the perfect pumpkin. Very nearly, truly. Why is he only nearly perfect, not actually perfect? Because he doesn't have his stem, right? But again, it sounds like he has some good things about him, right? What else are good? Orange as an orange and big and round. The next day, new people came. And it looks like there's a furry friend on Stumpkin. What's going on? Yeah, there's a kitty cat on Stumpkin now. And the shopkeeper's cat settled on Stumpkin's smooth top. Then it happened. A brilliant baby chose Stumpkin. Look, do you see little baby pointing? I want that one. Until a bad dog ruined it. And the baby changed his mind. How did the bad dog ruin it? It looks like maybe he scared off the cat. And then, did the baby want the pumpkin with no cat? Oh well, thought Stumpkin. My friends, how many are left? Just 2. It was the day of Halloween. There were still a few empty windows, though. Now, my friends, it looks like there's more pumpkins in windows than in the store, right? Okay, let's see. How many pumpkins do you see now? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Little baby one. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in the windows. 2 were left on the shopkeeper's shelf. A boy came. Do you think he's going to take a pumpkin? And when the boy left, do you think he got Stumpkin? I hope so. Did he get Stumpkin? Oh no, my friends, he got the gourd. Stumpkin remained. The gourd, thought Stumpkin. I guess that's that. Oh, how do you think Stumpkin feels? Sad, right? Like nobody wants him. It was Halloween night and the shop had closed. There were no more days left. Oh, poor Stumpkin. Do you see the gourd, though? Yeah, right there in the window. The shopkeeper scooped up poor Stumpkin and carried him off. What do you think the shopkeeper's going to do with him? I hope he doesn't throw him away. What's going on here? There's a completely black page. It's not the end. What do you think is going to happen, my friends? What do you think this means? Let's see. What is this? You have an idea what's happening? Do you know now what's happening? What do you think's going on? These look like triangles. 2 triangle eyes. Well, Stumpkin wouldn't be getting a window, and he wouldn't be getting a new home. Because, my friends, he already had a home. What do you think that means, my friends? He already had a home. Where is he now? And that made Stumpkin very, very happy. My friends, where is his home? It looks like he's back at the store, right? But is he a jack-o'-lantern now? Yes, he is. And how does he feel now? Super happy, right? My friends, he had a home all along, right in the store where he belonged. And look at, my friends, look at all the friends that he has to come see him and enjoy him in the store window. So many people can see him in the store, right? He's got his cat friend. Oh my goodness, my friend. So even though he looked a little bit different, he had his own special place where he belonged, right? Did you know that was going to happen? Sometimes there might have been clues throughout the story. The end. Well, that was our story about Stumpkin. I hope you enjoyed it, and we got to read it along with our own little Stumpkin pumpkin over here. And my friends, what was your favorite part of this story? Yeah, I liked at the end where it was all black, the page, and then you saw the triangle eyes one at a time, and you could kind of figure out what was going to happen, right? What do you think the lesson of this story is? What do you think is the important message in this story that they're trying to teach us? because most books try to teach us something important. Yeah, that it's okay to be different, right? And even if you're a little bit different, you're still super special. Because usually what makes you different is what makes you special, right? And did Stumpkin find his true home where he belonged in the end? He did. Where was it? Yeah. My friends, when you carve pumpkins, where do you like to put your pumpkin so everyone can see it? In your house window or maybe outside your front door? Yeah, well maybe if you go get a pumpkin this year, I wonder if maybe you'll get one that has a stem or maybe you'll get one that has a stump like Stumpkin. I bet you'll make one Stumpkin pumpkin very happy if you pick them, right? Alright my friends, so let's move on to this week's craft. It's a fun one and it gets you thinking about if you chose Stumpkin, where would you put him? What special window place? Let's see it. So for this week's craft, we have a very fun one that lets you use your imagination and creativity. It's also a great one to bring into the classroom. There's actually two versions that would be great for an in-class writing and little art craft activity. But we make our own little Stumpkin out of paper, construction paper, and you can draw whatever face, or I do the face that Stumpkin had, and there's a little stump on the top, no stem. And then around it, you can draw a box for the window. And then you show where would you put Stumpkin and what window would you put him if you got to take him home. So I wrote, I would put Stumpkin in my first grade classroom window. But maybe you would put Stumpkin in a library window or maybe a special treehouse window. Or if you took him home, maybe you would put him, I don't know, in your own bedroom window. Ooh, there's so many cool places where Stumpkin could have a new home. I'm really excited to see what kind of cool, interesting, creative places you come up with that you would put Stumpkin the pumpkin. And what's fun about this is that you do it on black paper and then you get a white crayon or even maybe one of those like silver Sharpies and you can draw the background in the place that you would put Stumpkin. So it's a cool way to use the white to draw on a black paper. It gives it more of a spooky Halloween-y feel theme to it, doesn't it? Alright, so this is one version, a craft version, and this is more a little in-school worksheet version where they can just draw, or you can also cut out a Stumpkin. But you can draw and then they can use any kind of colored markers because it's white paper. And below, just fill in the sentence frame. Where would you put Stumpkin if you brought him home? So these resources can be found on my blog, MaiStoryBook, by clicking on the link below. There you can find directions for the craft and also links to a printout of the worksheet and a printout to this little part right here that you can just cut out and glue to the bottom so you can incorporate writing and art all together. So if you want to check this out, check out my blog, MaiStoryBook, once again clicking on that link below. And I'd love to hear from you about your own pumpkin Stumpkin crafts and your own fall reading adventures. So please reach out to me. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, comment here on YouTube or on my blog. I'm even on Twitter now, and you can find all the social media links down below. Thank you again for joining me on this reading adventure journey. I'm excited to share a lot more fall read-alouds with you. I can't wait to hear from all of you about your own fall adventures and what you're doing in maybe your own classrooms at school. And thank you for all of your support of my storybook as we continue to grow our new generation of readers. Well, until next time, my friends, please be on the lookout. I post updates on Instagram and Facebook all the time of when our new Read Aloud is coming out, so be on the lookout. And until then, have a happy fall, enjoy some Halloween fall festivities, and I will see you next time. Until then, happy reading.